All right, let's talk about that new truck feeling. You know the one? You just drove it off the lot, you test drove it, you negotiated hard, you feel like you got exactly what you wanted. You're in charge, right? Well, what if I told you that's not quite the whole story?
Yeah, that's the unsettling truth we're going to dig into. Because that thing they did, it's still running. Right now. Silently, in the background, totally invisible. And it was all set up long before you ever got the keys.
And look, we're not talking about something simple like setting your favorite radio stations. No. We are talking about dealers activating software, setting up data permissions, and enrolling you in connected services. They are literally hitting I agree for you.
Now, let's be crystal clear about this. This isn't some mistake or a one-off thing from a shady dealership. This is a systemic, industry-wide practice. It's built right into the process of selling you a brand new truck. It's standard operating procedure.
It all goes down during something called the pre-delivery inspection, or PDI. Every single new car and truck goes through one. Now, on paper, the PDI is all about mechanical stuff. You know, making sure the truck is safe and ready for the road.
And this right here really shows the disconnect. We all think the PDI is for the stuff on the left, checking the tire pressure, the fluid levels, the basics. But what's actually happening is that a tech is going down a checklist that includes a hidden software sequence, all the stuff you see on the right.
So let's break down what's really being turned on during that PDI. Because it's not just one thing. It's actually 4 separate activations, each one giving a different company or group access to your truck and your data.
Okay, first up, and this is the big one. Connected service enrollment. We're talking about OnStar, FordPass, you name it. The dealer initializes it, but here's the kicker. The default settings are always cranked to maximum data collection. So location tracking, on. Driving behavior monitoring, you bet it's on. And that free trial they talk about? Oh, that clock started ticking days before you even laid eyes on the truck.
Second, the dealership itself gets a piece of the pie. They can see diagnostic data from your truck, track your mileage, get service alerts long after the sale is done. You didn't grant them this access when you came in for an oil change. It was just baked in from day one during that PDI.
Third on the list, the manufacturer wants in. Your driving habits, how far you go, how you drive, where you drive, all of that starts feeding a marketing profile they're building on you. This isn't based on a survey you filled out. It's based on what your truck is telling them about you, automatically, from the second you drive it home.
And finally, number 4. If you finance that new truck through the dealership, your lender might be getting data too. Yeah, they can have access to your vehicle's location and its status. And sure, it's probably disclosed somewhere in that mountain of paperwork you signed, but let's be honest, who reads all that fine print?
So you have to be asking, why? Why would dealers do all this without just telling you? Well, as it usually does, the answer comes down to one thing. You just have to follow the money. This isn't for your convenience, it's about their bottom line.
So let me introduce you to the villain of our story. It's called the Dealer Connect Bonus. It's pretty simple. Manufacturers literally pay dealerships a cash bonus for every single vehicle they successfully enroll in these connected services. More enrollments means more money. Plain and simple.
This quote just says it all, doesn't it? The fact that nobody explained this to you, that wasn't an accident. It wasn't an oversight. Explaining it would create questions, and questions might mean you say no, and saying no puts that bonus check at risk. Your silent enrollment was their business plan. And just look at the scale of this. It's staggering. Around 78% of new vehicles get enrolled in these services before the customer ever takes delivery. But only 12% of buyers are actually told it's happening. That huge gap between those two numbers, that's where this whole problem lives.
So what's all this data actually worth? Well, estimates put the value of the data your truck generates is somewhere between $1,200 and $2,400 over its lifetime. That's the value they're getting from your driving. You're the one creating the value. They're the ones cashing in.
Okay, so that's the problem. It's a big one. But now let's get to the most important part, the solution. What you can do about it. It's something I'm calling the delivery day audit. And the absolute key is that this has to happen before you sign on the dotted line and drive away.
So here are the 6 steps. 1. Before you even go in, ask for the PDI checklist for your vehicle. 2. When you're there, look the finance manager in the eye and ask, what's been activated on this truck? 3. Get a tech to physically walk you through the settings on the screen. 4. If you see anything you don't like, demand in writing that they deactivate it. 5. When you get home, log into the online portal and double-check everything yourself. And finally, step 6, and this is crucial, document everything. Take screenshots, save emails, everything.
So the real takeaway here is you have to change your mindset. The salesperson's job is done when you get those keys, but your job as a smart, informed owner is really just beginning. And these days, being an owner also means being your own privacy manager.
And think about this. This is what's happening on day one. What do you think happens when you bring that truck back to the dealer for its first oil change? What gets quietly re-enabled? What gets updated without you knowing every time it connects to their system? That's a whole other can of worms. And trust me, it's a conversation you're going to want to be here for.